Order for the Park and Rec Board meeting for was it February the 4th of 2026 at 6 p.m. Go ahead and rise to do the pledge.
Flag, States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Seated. If we can go ahead and proceed with roll call.
Shane Stidham,
Here.
Bill Gick,
Here.
and Josh Henry.
Present.
All right, we have a quorum.
Let's see, did everybody get a chance to take a look at the minutes from back in October? Was our last approved minutes.
Move to accept.
Second that.
All right. Approval of the minutes for October 1st, 2025.
Shane Stidham,
Yes.
Bill Gick,
Yes.
Josh Henry.
Yes.
All right, passed 3-0.
Okay.
And before moving on, I would at this point suggest that you go ahead and reelect or elect your officers for the new year.
Okay.
And that can be done by either doing them one at a time, or someone can nominate a slate, be all at one time, whatever your pleasure is.
Okay. Anybody have a preference on president or right now I'm acting vice president for Megan tonight.
Yeah.
You can keep the slate and stuff, or you can keep.
Fine with, yeah.
Wants to do that as well.
If everybody's fine with the same slate, I'm fine with that as well.
Megan's not here to oppose it, so
Okay. So
I move
keep the slate.
to keep the slate the same.
Second that.
And would that include, I don't know what we did, but the deputy clerk treasurer or the clerk treasurer, or there a designee to be the secretary?
I believe so. Let me see if I can find.
That's what I recall we did.
Oh,
That's fine. We can just make it the clerk treasurer or treasurer's deputy. Guys are fine with that?
Yep.
Sounds great.
That was fine with me.
the board elected.
We
Yep.
do have a motion,
A motion.
We do.
second,
Yeah.
second, okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Excuse me, I didn't vote.
So board voted to keep the slate the same for 2026. Okay. That was the only housekeeping that you had suggested, right? So Carmen, I guess, do you have new business for us?
Did we do the voucher packet?
Oh, we have not done the voucher packet, sorry. Voucher packet for January.
So you guys should have it in your packets. It looks like there was one expenditure in the amount of, was it $388.13. So it leaves the current fund balance at $78,080.25. Would be $20,102.50.
Move to accept.
Second that.
All right, Shane Stidham,
Yes.
Bill Gick,
Yes.
and Josh Henry.
Yes.
Pass 3-0.
Hey,
No, whole business, just a quick update on our park and recreation master plan. If you remember, we approved to send the draft off to DNR for their review. This is the next step of the process. And then they provided us at the end of December, beginning of January, with their feedback that myself and the group from Context assisted revising and making some edits and changes. We had sent it to you all and like, did any of you have any revisions or suggestions or anything? And like I said, it was a lot. It was like 100 and some pages of reading, but DNR came back with some required items for us to address and then some suggested additions. Not really a lot of like earth-shattering things, a lot of it, because part of it are the goals of the plan, our Parks Board and Department, which how this group was formed back when it was originally established. And so there's some things that we had to provide them ordinances that indicated how we were established and things of that nature. Then they kind of went into, there's some environmentals that are part of this, or man-made historical, cultural kind of type things. And they just gave us some suggestions. The biggest one that I guess I will call it a ding, which Dale will attest to in his experience of ADA accessibility. And so basically anything we have put in the ground that is for the public's use, sidewalks or the dog park, the park here at Saddlebrook, are not ADA compliant. They don't have the proper, like a gravel parking lot and a path to get up to the dog park. And so, or even things within it with how the doors open, the gates open, things of that nature. As well as the park that actually Saddlebrook or the DR Horton put in, just having the mulch or the things, and there's not really a path to get up to the playground for somebody that requires additional assistance and needs that ADA accommodation. So it was kind of one of those things where we did what we could do with the monies we had. And so obviously lessons learned there that that was previous leadership that allowed those things to, well, no, I approved the playground, but not trying to pass the buck. But it was kind of one of those things, somebody else is paying for it, like just get it done. So that is one thing that we definitely are aware of and need to make sure that we address. But the gentleman who was our reviewer from DNR is very good at his job. He's very critical. So some of the things I'm like, it's kind of harsh, but it's good. It's a good learning tool for us to work through. So hopefully in next month, so Context went back to the drawing board to make those revisions. They'll have that ready for us. They didn't have it ready for this meeting, but they should have it probably next week is what they had indicated. And then we'll have to do just a final review. It'll go to you all for kind of approval and, make sure that we can submit it for final submittal to DNR. And then once we get their final blessing, then you all would adopt it, as would the town council. And then from that point, then we can start looking at mechanisms. So speaking of funding real quick, so we had put in the budget about $40,000. It's kind of been our magic number. It wouldn't deplete the fund, but just to throw a little bit more, something you all can do by the end of the year, provide us that. And the Department of Local Government Finance denied that and put us back to about an $1,800 budget. So basically enough to join our Parks and Rec organization, IMPR, and continue to work towards getting our somebody trained as a playground inspector. Tongue twisted tonight. So doesn't give us a lot of wiggle room, but it doesn't mean we can't start getting planned for 2027 on funding opportunities and really start looking at not only funding opportunities in the sense of grants, but how can we generate revenue within the Parks Department? So I know that's not like glamorous when you see what the town's budget is and to learn that the Parks budget got scaled back. But we can start asking for donations and things of that nature. So does anybody have any questions for me?
Do we have to fix or upgrade any of our ADA before we can apply for grants or anything?
I do not know that answer, but I would think that if it was, I don't know, in your experience,
I wasn't on that side,
okay,
so I dealt with the ADA on parks and forestry and
okay.
general topic, not specifically for these grants.
Right, so we are also working on an ADA transition plan for the entire town that would include sidewalks, identifying our problem areas and then trying to come up with a plan to mitigate those. So I would have to check. I really haven't started digging in on grants to see if any grant we have to have everything ADA compliant already, or if just what we were asking for to ensure that's built with the ADA compliance considered. So
Yeah.
I would hope that we wouldn't have everything because we have a lot of sidewalks and
No,
we don't have the truncated domes at a lot of our
intersection.
intersections and things of that nature. So that would put us back for a long time.
I don't think that would be
I
required.
think it would be if we do something new to
Yeah.
make sure we comply.
Yeah.
So. If you guys hear of any grants or opportunities, obviously that is like, we need to probably start like a resource database to see what we're eligible for, or what we will be eligible for once we get a plan put together. So. and approved.
So for that ADA stuff that the DNR already provide, like the min max of paths and those requirements and stuff, or is that what we're waiting to get back from?
We just have to, well, he just was hypercritical and just saying like, how did you allow this to be built after 88, like in the 1990s? And, how did you allow something to be built after 1990 and it's not ADA compliant? So it was basically just being critical of the
There's guidelines out there that show how many paths you have to have and what, playground equipment has to have the surface in there so people can get into it that have disabilities.
even just like the angle, like the degree of like the elevation.
degree and the
Rise over run of
slope, yeah.
slope. That's the word.
1 to 12.
Yeah, so like things of that nature. And so like at the Saddle Brook, there's no path to even go from our trail that's there up to the site, up to the playground. And then there's like this rubber or this plastic, hard plastic kind of barrier that contains the mulch. So that would be, it's a trip hazard. You can't, and that's just me quickly kind of rattling off a couple things that I don't know.
Right.
But that was my only update. I know it was, long time coming from October to have another meeting, but I'm hoping once we get this plan kind of, we've got the first review from DNR, we can start getting some traction and really start trying to tackle some things this year. So anything else that anybody might have for me?
Nothing on my part.
Thank you.
I will say one more thing. The building commissioner and I are doing a review of the comprehensive plan since we're almost a year out from when it was adopted, and plan to do a progress update to the council and to the plan commission in March. And then the reason I say that to you all is that parks is part of, parks and trails and things of that nature are part of our comprehensive plan. So we're going to kind of assess what did we accomplish in 2025 and kind of provide a report to Plan Commission, Town Council, and then we'll include you all as well. So
Okay.
that's all I have.
Good.
Okay, thanks.
Does anybody, excuse me, does anybody else have any other business to discuss this evening? Think so.
No.
Here. All right. I guess motion to adjourn.
Anything online?
Do we have any?
Nobody with us.
Okay. Motion to adjourn.
Got a motion this time?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
We are adjourned.
Always get in there. Get them before you.
Hasn't been one bit.
Easier to say second anyway, right?
Yeah.